Antichrist is here. Y'all got to see what I just found. Macron says 10 countries plan to recognize the state of Palestine with the 1967 borders, and they're going to share the capital city of Jerusalem. Palestine will get East Jerusalem. This is biblical. It's biblical prophecy being fulfilled right in front of our face. It's time to wake up. It's time to repent. It's time to come to God. It's time to recognize and realize that Jesus Christ came, lived, died, and rose again. Now sits at the right hand of God. You have to believe in him or you're not getting there. Jesus said to them, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now let me show you this biblical prophecy. Daniel 9:27 tells us he, the Antichrist, will confirm a covenant with many for 7 years. And you watch this covenant, when they come out with it, it will be for 7 years. Daniel 7:24, the angel is interpreting Daniel's dream he was given about the last days. And the angel's telling him there'll be a fourth and final kingdom. And he tells them, as for the 10 horns that you saw come out of this kingdom, 10 kings will arise. How many countries did he just now say plans to recognize the state of Palestine? 10. This is biblical, and he says another one will come out amongst them, a little horn. This is going to be the Antichrist that shows up. And this peace deal happens, and it could happen on the 23rd at their UN meeting. And if not then, it's definitely going to be brought up and discussed. But when this 7-year peace deal happens and they recognize the state of Palestine, we're told in Daniel 9:27 the Antichrist is the one that confirms it. Here's another Bible prophecy that's going to be fulfilled. The third temple is going to be rebuilt. Revelation 11, when Jesus took John to heaven, he was shown the events of the last days, and he was given a reed like a measuring rod, and he was told to rise and measure the temple of God. But they told him to leave the courts that are on the outside because they have been given over to the Gentiles, and that they would tread the holy city for 42 months, 3.5 years. So we know by this the Gentiles are the Palestinians. The Bible references in the New Testament anyone that's not a Jew is a Gentile. Now they're talking about 10 countries are going to recognize the state of Palestine. It's happening. It's happening exactly like God's shown me. And this peace deal is made between Israel and Palestine. The Antichrist is the one who confirms it. I knew God told me to make this channel, to make this TikTok page, and to warn everyone, but I didn't know it was going to be this fast. It's serious. It's that serious. Once this peace deal is made, it starts the 7-year tribulation period. For all the ones who believe in a pre-tribulation rapture, just forget about it. There's not a pre-tribulation rapture. You're going to be here. I'm going to be here. We're all going to be here, and that's the reason he made me make this page too, was to warn about that. God doesn't want no one to be deceived. He wants everyone to be ready and wants everyone to know that we're all going to have to face this Antichrist. We are all going to be here, and we're all going to go through tribulation. Matthew 24:29 through 31 tells us immediately after tribulation of those days is his return and the gathering together of the elect. Get your butts right with God, including me. I'm close to him, but there's always stuff that I could do better. I could fast a whole lot more, and I believe that's what I'm going to start doing. Fasting is powerful. We separate our body from our spirit. Fasting makes us absent from the body, and to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Just remember, when this Antichrist comes, when he shows up, he's going to be good. He's going to be amazing. He's going to allow them to rebuild their third temple. He's going to allow them to start sacrifices and offerings back to God again. He's going to look like the best thing ever, and they're going to absolutely believe that he's the Messiah. You got to remember, they're still waiting on the Messiah to come. They did not believe that Jesus Christ was the Messiah, and that's why they crucified him. So they're going to believe this Antichrist is the Messiah at first, but then this happened. 9:27 tells us in the middle of the week, in the middle of the 7 years, he causes the abomination of desolation. He stands in the temple of God and proclaims that he is God. He puts a stop to the sacrifices and offerings to God again. And that's when he demands that they worship him, and Jesus tells them this in Matthew 24:15. When you see the abomination of desolation, him standing in the holy place, the Antichrist standing in the holy place, then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains, because there'll be tribulation like there never was or never will be again. That's when the Jews are going to know they messed up, when he puts a stop to their sacrifices and offerings back to God. He demands that they worship him, then they're going to know he's not the Messiah. And Paul tells us plainly, the day of the Lord, the second coming of Christ and his rapture will not happen unless there's a falling away and the man of sin, the Antichrist, is revealed. Son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above every so-called God or object of worship, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, proclaiming that he is God. And this is the moment that he starts to make war on the saints. This is the moment that Jesus tells us we have to endure until the end, and we have to have patience until the end. No matter what happens, we do not worship him. Do not bow down to him. Don't take his mark. And he's going to try to put a mark on your right hand or on your forehead, and you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade unless you have this mark. And that's why God told me to tell everyone to have 3.5 years of stuff stocked up. You can't buy, sell, or trade without a mark. Then how are you going to buy food? How are you going to buy water? How are you going to do anything? You're not, and that's why we need to be prepared now. That's why he told me to tell my people to be prepared to stock up. We're not children of the darkness. We're children of the light. He gave us his word for a reason. Most important thing to remember, though, is Jesus told us, see that I have already told you all this beforehand. If they say to you he's in the desert, don't even go out and look. If they say he's in the inner rooms, don't believe them. As lightning flashes from the east to the west, that will be Jesus Christ coming. His coming is going to be quick. It doesn't come as no man to this earth earth trying to pretend that he's God. But when a man comes to this earth saying that he's God, saying that he's the Messiah, we already know not to believe it.